It's very rare that I have this opportunity to sit in a group with others united in the same objective, all focused in the same direction. We all sit here to discover the value of spirituality, the beauty of the human spirit. Just that single focus, nothing else. And that draws each of us to turn inward. Each going into solitude collectively. Starting to move away from day-to-day thoughts, worldly concerns. Even the feeling of stepping outside of time. And moving into a very quiet, simple, calm place inside. At the very center of my own inner world. Feels a bit like the eye of a storm. Very calm. Not the roles, not the responsibilities, not even the relationships. Just pure me. I, the thinker. I, the wonderful life in this body. I, the seeker of truth. I, the soul. At the heart, at the core, I am a very subtle, very peaceful being. And all the activities I engage in outside are ultimately designed, seeking to bring me to this single point of experience. Completely at peace with myself. Unconditionally. Completely aware of my own value. Eternally. completely recognizing my own inherent beauty. One of a kind. Seeing myself through a spiritual eye. Going deeply into the experience of just being a sinner. The very rich experience of being a soul. Om Shanti.
शिव बाबा को याद कर, जी भर उसको प्यार कर, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मना, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मना। शिव बाबा को याद कर, जी भर उसको प्यार कर, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मना, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मना। आया है लेकर झूमती बहारे, रिम झिम बरसती स्नेह की फुहारे, रंग निराला है रूप सलोना, दिल चाहे उससे जुदा कब न होना, अब ना इंतजार कर, बैठना हिम्मत हार कर, प्रभु का तू दीदार कर ले मेरे मना। शिव बाबा को याद कर, जी भर उसको प्यार कर, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मना, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मना। सा नि सा गा, सा गा म प सा नि ध प ध म ग, सा म र नि ध, ध नि रे सा नि, म प नि सा, ग म प। यादों की लहरों में जो लहराए, एक अलौकिक सुख वो पाए, शूली को काटा कर दे कांटे को जूही, पर्वत को राई कर दे राई को रूई, दिल ही दिल में बात कर, मन में मुलाकात कर, खुद को तू आजाद कर ले मेरे मना, खुद को तू आजाद कर ले मेरे मना। शिव बाबा को याद कर, जी भर उसको प्यार कर, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मना, सांसों को आबाद कर ले मेरे मना। ओम शांति।
Shanti. Warm welcome. Sometimes I feel people have an allergy to the front row. But if you wish to come closer, please do. I also don't know why we always have this huge gap, so we might move you closer, period. But welcome to everyone. I see souls way back there, so if you want to come closer, please do. So again, every year, we have this program that explores the spiritual significance of Raksha Bandhan. Who is here for the first time at a Brahma Kumari's program? First exposure. I see a couple of hands. Lovely. Welcome. So hopefully you'll learn more about our organization and what we're about. But in essence, this year we are celebrating the 90th anniversary of inspiring self-transformation, inner transformation. And this is a transformation that's based on a spiritual study, Raj Yoga, which focuses a lot on understanding ourselves as spiritual beings and cultivating self-mastery. So that's it in a nutshell. And this Raki program I always personally find very meaningful. It really, there's so many ways to describe it, but sitting here today, the feeling was an opportunity to celebrate the beauty of the self, which we rarely get to do. Sometimes we just focus on what's wrong with ourselves. And if we get tired of that, we look at what's wrong with others. But really to focus on the beauty of the self. And this goes a long way in creating harmony between us. You know, I was once asked by a mother, she was sharing, she has 2 daughters, and her concern was that they're so different. She kept saying, what can I do about this? My daughters are so different. And I kept trying to understand what the problem was. And she said, how can I resolve this? And I think she was suggesting, you know, so there's more harmony. I said, well, maybe don't look at what's different about them, but look at what's special about each one. And this kind of approach, seeing specialities, actually cultivates harmony. So the theme this year is a love that unites. What's actually going to nurture harmony within myself and therefore harmony with each other. And exploring the beauty of the self, the speciality of the self as a soul, looking at the self as God might look at me, and being very committed to really nurturing that kind of experience of the self. How will that help us to unite in a world that's increasingly conflicted? So lots of ways to explore the theme this evening. And we're very lucky. We have a very special guest that we have brought in just for you, just for this evening. And then we'll send them away again. So it's a very long commute for them. Sister Mani is with us from London. She has come in previous years, so some of you might have met her before and remember her, and she's an experienced, very, very experienced senior yogi with the organization, and she's had a lot of exposure with the original students of the organization, who we call the daddies and dadas. So that's something very beautiful that she always brings to these kinds of moments, sharings. But I was reflecting today, she has many, many specialities. But I was reflecting today what I was experiencing this time with her visit. And you know, we always say, oh, they're very loving, or they're very peaceful, or they're very wise. But this time what keeps coming into my mind, and it doesn't sound very glamorous, but I think it's one of the highest levels to achieve actually, is she's very balanced. Very balanced. So when we swing from one extreme to the other, we get into trouble. Right? So sometimes we're very loving and dysfunctional. Or we're very detached and cold. So very, very balanced is such an elevated stage, actually. I find it very inspiring. And balanced in the sense that Sister Mani, as you'll find, I think, is very down to earth, very grounded, very relevant, very approachable, very welcoming, very easy to get along with. Anybody can get along with her. But she's not ordinary or careless or slack. She's very disciplined, she's very accurate, she's very deep, and very sacred. That's a very beautiful balance, you know, to be so approachable and yet such high spiritual integrity. I'm really inspired by that in this trip. So this is the jewel that has been sent to share with us this year, and I think you'll really enjoy, and she will also help to explain how we will go through the Raksha Bandhan ceremony as well at the end of her sharing. So I don't know if there needs to be a resetting of the stage, if someone can come and help to do that, and then while that's going on, we will invite Sister Mani to come to the front.
Om Shanti and very good evening. One of the things and teachings of Raj Yoga is very strongly taught to see goodness in others. And Sister Judy made big compliments. Thank you for that. We are on journey. I'm still learning. And today's theme, a love that unites. It's a very, very special occasion. When we think about love, There are many different kind of love. And so what is the love which we are talking about on this particular event? And it's love which is based on spirituality. If we see in today's love, sometimes there is hate, fear, jealousy, hatred. Can all this compare with love? Today, I will love you. When my expectations are not fulfilled, I will hate you. The love which is based on selfishness, sometimes we don't even realize that it's very selfish. And later on we find out that it wasn't love. It was lots of selfishness in that love. But real love, it doesn't have ego, it doesn't have expectations, it doesn't have jealousy, it doesn't have comparison, it doesn't have hatred. And what is that love like? And how we can experience that pure love which can unite us? On spiritual path or spiritual studies, the very first lesson we learn about self-realization. Sometimes we think that we know ourselves. Yes, physically, whatever we have gained in our life, name, fame, position, and we kind of know ourselves, that's who I am. But when we go into deeper aspect of spirituality, then we find out something more about ourselves. Of course, whatever we have gained in the life, we have made that effort and we have progressed. Nothing wrong with that. But when we find out something more about ourselves, that really gives such a comfort. And the very big comfort, knowing the self, the spiritual self. Very first thing, very deeply pure love is felt. All of us, we have so much pure love at some point we have experienced. That pure love, and in a way we are also looking for that. And that's why we look outside, and up to some extent we think we have found it. After some period of time we feel that that wasn't right for me. We were this morning saying, in the olden days, when they used to get married, it was very firm that this is lifetime. We'll stay together, we'll do everything together. In eastern part of the world, there was no divorce system, and they used to run so well. And now if we see that, we say civilized marriage, or we find our partners, and after not long period, in a very short period, we say, well, I think this is not going to work. And we see that the Lord, somebody was telling me, the divorce percentage, it's very, very high. What happened there? Why it's not working? And sometimes we see the family, why we create family. We want to have that family love. Husband and wife needs love. Parents, children, and that's why one of the things they say that, now they say in psychology, but they say that it was very natural in olden days, that when you're going to receive child, you have to make lots of preparation. And when the child arrives in home, lots of especially parents, need to give so much attention. They say about 3 years, because we have, nowadays it's different. When babies are born, they have to go and, put babies to babysitting. That's the situation now. But they say that the foundation of life takes place at that time, when the child is born, and child was nurtured in such a way, so much loved was experienced. And so that foundation becomes very, very powerful. And then that remains for a long period of time. All human beings are on journey. But when that foundation took place at that time, in the later age, especially in teenage, things changes. And one can go out of track. But what the person has experienced in the childhood time, that will bring that person back. And I have seen that as well. Because when you have experienced something very powerful, something very pleasant, something you relate to, and you go out of that track, then you want to come back. And so, what is the spiritual love? All of us, we have experienced, because nature of the being is absolutely different than what we describe in today's language. As I said in the beginning, love has different meanings. Yesterday our lesson was all on happiness. So different lessons we have. But whether we talk about spiritual love or spiritual happiness, it's not temporarily. It's actually eternal. And all of us, we have that eternal qualities within ourselves. And so when we start to practice spiritual studies, then we start to feel happiness is eternal, peace is eternal, love is eternal, truth is eternal. Otherwise, why we are not comfortable with our self? Because what was eternity, we don't experience. It should be natural, should be experienced. But as I said, we have become so much in physicalness. But what spiritual studies bring us back to our eternal state, and it's totally, totally different. and you start to feel very different. And the self which is described here, it's very light. Yeah, imagine this physical body and this I, the soul point of light. But that soul point of light on the journey has accumulated lots of external stuff on the journey, and it has become very much part of the life which I mentioned earlier. How much, when we get angry, how long you want to stay in anger state. You know it's not right. Hatred is not right. Jealousy is not right. Ego is not right. We feel that because our conscious tells us, we all have conscious, that this is not right. But sometimes what happens, we suppress our conscience. And so when we come to spiritual path, our conscience is so awakened. Not just that, but we also receive such power, and we start to kind of bring the changes in ourselves. And one of the things which in spiritual studies and practice of meditation, this is our main two subjects as we are students. And when we study and when we go into depth of meditation, reflection, churning, see oneself very, very close. And then we also receive the inner strength, what changes I want to bring within myself. And it becomes doable. All of us, when we receive inner strength, inner power, deep understanding of the self, then we start to see ourselves very, very clearly. Two things we can see in ourselves. One, what we have taken on the path of journey. But another thing what we experience is our eternal self, inner self. It's so beautiful. It's so light. It's so loving. It has got so much sweetness in it. And the truth is that when we find out about ourselves, that I, that being, is forever. And there is no any kind of fear. Because fear only comes when we do something wrong. And when we operate from our truthful nature, we're not going to do wrong things. And ultimately we come to the point that we come to our natural, eternal, original self. And it's totally, totally different. And all of us, there are over 8 billion people on the earth, and we all have that eternal truth. So when we really find out about our truth, we become very, very natural spiritual. It should be natural spiritual. Even in our common language or a regular language, we use this word human is a physical part. Being is a spiritual part. And spiritual, of course, both has got connection, but the being part is forever. We all know physical is not forever. So when we come to have that deep experience, then there is no fear of anything. And not only that, one kind of fear comes, as I was saying, when conscious is saying something and you're doing against conscience. And so now you have inner strength that you're not going to suppress your conscience, and you will not going to do wrong things. Naturally it happens. We come to that state. And I have seen in my 50 years journey, in the beginning when I started, I was just thinking it sounds very good, but is it reachable? And in a very short time, I started to experience something, and then I wanted to continue. And so here I am after 50 years. It was around about this time I started my journey in 1976. But it's such a beautiful journey. It has given me such a vast kind of wisdom. And many things we think we know. But when we come to spiritual path and when we go into depth of the self, depth of many things which we think we know, but it's something different you come to know. And so today's festival, we say, or occasion, is a very sacred occasion which we celebrate all around the world. Of course, it's a name which is known, very common in India, and it comes once a year, as you have seen in the back, Raksha Bandhan. Raksha is protection, Bandhan is bondage, the bondage of protection. How many of you are first time here? Okay. And usually we don't like bondage. Who likes bondage? But we are in the bondage without realizing. We are in the bondage of, as I was saying, what we are not, that what we think we are. Because when you see around, we see in everyone. And why I want to be different, although I'm not very comfortable with my life. But when we come to spiritual path, then when we start to experience something about ourselves, then that really, really gives us comfort that this is how I should be. Imagine, as we are celebrating 90th year of our organization, it was one person who started, who was very much family person, business person, and who had a very, very deep realization of the self, realization of connection with the Supreme, and his relationship with the self and Supreme becomes so strong at the age of 60. And then he wanted to start this organization. Just imagine, one person. And now we have places in more than 120 countries. One of the things, positively or negatively, we influence each other. And when we really become positive, we can influence our world. And one of the very big slogans we have, when I change, my world change, my vision change, my attitude change. And the very first lesson which we teach here, that when you look at others, you're going to look at others what you feel. And when you practice spirituality, then you're going to feel that I am a spiritual being which has got very loving nature, truthful nature, very divine nature. So when I will look at others, I'm not going to see male, female, gender, religion, caste, color. That vision changes into very spiritual vision, and we start to feel that we have very strong bond, because we are human beings. And in a way we say that this world is a big human family. But we are also part of one thing what we experience in our meditation, that all the souls, all the spiritual beings, we have very safe place where we all have come from. And in meditation, you discover yourself, you discover your eternal connection, but you also discover yourself that you have come from very safe place. Yes, we have come here. As I said, we are on the journey. In journey we learn many things. And so on spiritual studies, when we experience all this, because one of the things about love comes from belonging. And today we were talking about our seniors, teachers. And one of the things immediately I related to one particular person, I would say, who was head of the organization, who spent lots of time in London. Very simple, very, very simple person. Many of you have met her because she has been here. Calgary, has she been? But she came to London in 1974, and I came on this path in 1976. I had very, very close connection. I was very young and not looking for this kind of path, but I was attracted that there is something which I haven't seen in others. So I wanted to find out more about it. And then I got opportunity to be with her, to stay with her. And it was extraordinary. Age of 60 actually when I met her. And the very first thing was love. My mother was very sweet and loving. And it was around about same age. And I says, this one, what is it that attracts? And it was actually spiritual love. And in one of the spiritual terms we use, souls doesn't have any gender. So it's brotherhood love. It's very pure love. It's very divine love, very spiritual love. So in this occasion, we can experience that. And she used to tie Rakhi every year to us, what we are going to celebrate today. And the way she used to tie this bondage of protection, she had such a spiritual state. She was full of spirituality. Of course, she started her journey in 1938. Organization started in 1936, and she started in 1938. So one of the founding member, and stayed with the person who started this organization. And it was about more than 350 in the beginning, and their motives, their kind of feelings. World is our family, and we have to serve the world. And so for many, many years they contemplate on the self, and they meditate together, and became very, very spiritual, spent lots of time in silence. And really that particular group, it was such a powerful, and I met many of them in my journey. It was very hard to believe in the beginning, but then when you start to see them, you start to spend time with them, you find the reality that you can also become like that. And in my life, I have received lots of spiritual help from them. And one of the things in this spiritual family, when you become part of the family, what happens in the family, we want to help each other. And that also takes place. And that's how I have found in my journey. And this is what I was telling somebody who was asking me, what have you found in your 50 years journey? It's a very pleasant journey, lots of cooperation from everywhere. Of course, from above, it's naturally because we are eternally connected with that one. But on this level also, and especially the one who were the beginner ones. And what actually the feelings they were giving, which we find very less and less in the family path today. Feelings of belonging. And actually, a love which unites has got feelings of belonging. And when you become part of the family, you find the sense of belonging, which is very, very big thing. And so when we start this Raksha Bandhan, the bondage of protection, it's a beautiful bracelet. In the middle of the bracelet is the symbol of light. I, the soul, I am a light, but the connection which I have with the eternal light, that one is unlimited, and that one has got unlimited love. So we really experience that pure love, depth of love, when we tie this bracelet, which we call Raksha Bandhan. And what we kind of explain, that bondage only takes place when two ends of the thread takes place. So one thread is self-realization, and another thread is my eternal connection with that one. And so you come into this eternal bondage. It's a symbol. And then you may have seen some dots on, sometimes on devotees, sisters, and that's actually the purest place behind the forehead. So I, the spiritual being of light, sitting behind the forehead, very pure, very truthful, very peaceful. And it has got beautiful spiritual fragrance. And we have this sandalwood powder, and we mix with water. And when you, in India, they use this particular sandalwood, and they put little water on the stone, and then they rub it. And the fragrance goes far, far away. It's beautiful fragrance of sandalwood powder, but that's real, that's how they used to do, and they still do. So the paste is made out of that, and that represents that when we really go within ourselves, it's a beautiful spiritual self of love, of purity, of truth, of bliss, of happiness. That's the inner fragrance. And when we start to practice that, there comes the time that we become once again what we were. So this is what actually the Raksha Bandhan represents. And of course you will get sweet represent. When we really come back to soul conscious stage, it's like a pure innocent stage. We relate to children a lot. We see lots of sweetness and innocentness. And we all have that within us. And we all are children of God, the souls. Physical, we have our parents. But the parents of the soul, parent of the soul, is the spiritual parent. So we come back to that. And then beautiful blessing will be given that will be so accurate. You will connect with yourself. It will be accurate blessing for you. And so this is how this ceremony will take the place. So when you come in front, one of the things we instill within us, that in the very first lesson, start to see yourself that you are spiritual beings sitting behind the forehead. And when we start to feel that, and when we see others, we also see them on the forehead, that they are the same. And it gets really, really, when you tie Rakhi in that consciousness, you get very, very powerful feelings of the self. is coming back to the self. So this is what you will experience. And I'm sure that more instructions will be given by Sister Judy.
Om Shanti. So I was just sitting, enjoying. It says that when the soul hears the truth, they dance, and I think it's very soothing. So I was very happy to just continue to sit there. It's something I must mobilize. So we are going to prepare to embark on this very sacred ceremony. First I'll explain the logistics, and every year it goes very well, so don't be nervous. And then we'll set the room, have a little bit of a reflection to help you to get into the space internally so you can take full benefit from the ceremony, and then we'll begin if that's okay. So logistically speaking, the first thing that's very, very important is, no offense to Sister Mani, she's an amazing soul, but I want you to ignore her. She always is, but being very well that she's simply an instrument for the divine. This is between you and your eternal spiritual parent, not between you and Sister Mani. Does that make sense? This is very important for this to be effective, to take full benefit. And she's very happy to kind of go into the background and allow that awareness. So really feeling this is a very personal thing between you and the one we've come to know as God. So I hope you're very open to that. So we like also for this to be a very royal experience for you. So at the front of the room, there's 4 chairs that have a special bow tied on them. And when you're ready, we invite you to stay seated so that you can continue to sustain that sacred awareness. The minute we start to stand up in cue, we kind of lose that awareness. So stay seated until you're ready. And then we'll ask you to come up, and probably it will be the end chair that Sister Jeem is sitting in, but just sit in one of the empty chairs here at the front. And the one that will come up to tie will be the one closest to the aisle. So you'll just keep moving over until you land up in that aisle chair, and then that will be your turn to come forward. There will be a very beautiful seat placed in front of Sister Mani, and you'll get the chance to sit. And then, as she mentioned, this sacred thread, this Rakhi, will be tied, and again your awareness will be her hands are an instrument for God. Right? This is between you and God. She will be having, her eyes will probably be focused on you, the soul. We call it drishti, but it's spiritual drishti. She will be very connected above. She will not be connecting to you. She'll be seeing you as a soul, but really, again, that sense of being a channel for that divine energy. So come sit in front. Rakhi will be tied. The tilak, awareness of the self, will be applied. A sweet will be given. And then, I know you'll want to stay there forever, but you will have to stand up, and a blessing will be given, a message will be given, and then you'll move to the next soul and you'll get some gifts. And you'll have to grow about 8 arms to hold all of this. Is that okay? Does that make sense? Maybe wait until you see someone else too, and then you'll know. We also ask, if possible, to return to your seat when you're done. And the most challenging part of all this is to remain in that awareness on behalf of others. So if you can help to create a powerful atmosphere, super, super, that really unites us, actually. That's a real gesture of love for each other, is to maintain that spiritual atmosphere. Is it okay? Well, we'll see what happens. It seems to work out every year. So if you can, we'll put some soft music on so you can start to get into that feeling while we reset the front of the room. Om Shanti. Sorry, one more thing we requested. If the regular BK students can wait till the end, that would be very helpful. Okay? start to create the experience, almost as if I'm the only being in this room. Not looking at anyone else. Just completely focusing on myself. Even though my physical eyes and ears might be open, my attention is completely on myself. Because time is so precious. And as a gift for myself, I want to take full benefit from this moment in time. Prepare myself to take full benefit. I know that very soon a beautiful thread will be tied. And although it will be tied by human hands, the feeling I have, that I, the soul, have, I, the spiritual being, is that this thread is a gift of love. From the divine, from God. A very, very beautiful, exquisite gift of love from God. The center of that thread will have this image of a point of light. So every time I look at that thread, it will both remind me of something so important, as well as deepen my commitment to what is so important. That point of light on the thread reminds me that I am a spiritual being, life itself. A being of immeasurable beauty. The most sought after resources in the world can only be found within me, the soul. Love, peace, truth, harmony, and the ones we need most at this time: kindness, compassion, forgiveness. They all reside within me, the soul. How much love there is for the self. And that point of light also reminds me of my true, eternal parent. The one who is ever pure, ever benevolent, ever beautiful. Who sees me in a most elevated way, constantly. Who honors me as a soul. All of this is in my awareness as I tie this sacred thread. Om Shanti. You are a beautiful soul who only sees the beauty in others. Alright, again we invite friends and contacts of the BKs to come forward. Again, do we have any guests here tonight who are not regular BK students? If you could please come first. Your heart is filled with everything valuable: mercy, forgiveness, and love. When those around you are seeking strength and stability, they find comfort in your presence. You are a brilliant source of joy, lightness, and love in the world. In all situations and moments you find yourself in, you have the wonderful capacity to remain happy. Your heart is a sacred space that holds everything precious in the world: mercy, compassion, and care. lover of truth who remains loyal to the path of honesty and integrity. Where others feel that gentleness is a weakness, you have discovered it's the greatest power in the world. Nothing of the outside world brings you contentment as much as discovering the treasures inside, that you are a beautiful being of peace and love and truth. You are a deeply caring soul who has a heart so big and generous. It understands the art of pure love, unconditional love. It is clear to all who you are. You are a very sweet star. You're committed to never losing your most valuable treasure, which is a pure heart. No responsibility is too great for you because you stay very close to God. You are a very patient soul who uses their time in the most worthwhile way. Uses your time on this journey of self-transformation, self-healing. You're a very powerful soul who masters the art of letting the past be past and focuses on the wonderful possibilities of the future. Kindness is your natural nature. For those BK students coming tomorrow morning, please have your Rakhi tied then. course, you can come, take Trishti and Toli. Life never becomes too busy for you to remember the value of the self and how deeply loved you are by God. Whenever your mind seems overwhelmed, uncertain, you possess the natural instinct to return to the seat. I am a peaceful soul, a child of the ever-peaceful one. You are a soul who is destined for great things. Your mind is peaceful and your heart is pure, and so your life is beautiful. going inside, that sacred place inside, where you can see the self as God sees you. Life is a wonderful dance for you, where every step is taken with care, with peace, with truth, and with love. You love to travel beyond the day-to-day, the worldly, into God's world, a beautiful world of rich silence, where the beauty of the human spirit is very clear. Quietly and patiently, you move every day closer towards your destination, which is a complete restoring of your personal dignity. You understand there is a wisdom that far transcends anything of science, a wisdom that's only experienced through silence, the wisdom of understanding the self. Others may not completely recognize you. doesn't matter. You do nothing for show, because you experience how deeply God recognizes you, seeing you as the diamond that you are. Greatness is a very incognito thing. You are a soul who possesses the greatness of self-respect and respect for others. There is worldly love, and then there is pure love. You experience pure love from God, so you can share pure love with others. You are a very sweet soul. Who never becomes angry, impatient, frustrated, not even with the self. Always seeking to understand and appreciate. Your love for humanity is so loud, it catches the attention of God. For you, truth is not something in a book, but it's a way of life. You are a very special soul, destined for very special experiences of God, experiencing God's benevolence, purity, truth, and compassion. You embrace a way of life that is very unique and rare, where spirituality is placed at the center. Your journey back to the self is a journey of bravery, a return to the innocence of the self. On this journey of healing, you surrender completely to God's gentle care. You are nourished and nurtured by beautiful experiences in silence, where you feel close to the self and close to God. Your power of faith is unshakable, which makes you extremely valuable in the world. Every breath you take is filled with such love. Love for the self, love for truth, love for God, and love for humanity. You are a brilliant soul who turns their heart towards God alone and is therefore able to shine so much love out to the world. You have realized you never have to rush the journey of self-transformation, but patiently enjoy the return to self-mastery and complete dignity. You have a very unique capacity to see, seeing what is most invisible and yet most valuable. The presence of the soul and the Supreme Soul. You are a powerful soul who understands the art of letting go. You have a natural tendency to care for others, which is why God's space pays special attention to care for you. You have a very pure heart that loves the simple things in life. Inner peace, care for the elements, and kindness towards others. You deeply value the spiritual path of staying close to God and healing the relationship with the self. You are a lover of silence, a state that is rich in experiences of what is true, sacred, divine, and eternal. When you look into the eyes of God and see the truth, how beautiful and elevated you are completely content. You have met so many people in your life, but you never see differences or defects. You only see the wonder of specialities. You see as God sees. You are a one-of-a-kind flower. Radiant with the fragrance, beauty, color of pure love. God is constantly applauding you for your courage and commitment to the path of truth. Many people lean on God, but God leans on you. You are such a trustworthy and reliable instrument for His task of healing the world. Possess a kind of wisdom that can't be described as cleverness or intellectual. It's a wisdom of the heart that knows how to love every soul unconditionally. You are gifted with the art of staying beyond everything trivial and staying absorbed in what is most valuable. As the world speeds up, you slow down, become completely still, can focus on experiencing the self through God's heart. You are a royal soul who wins the cooperation of others through your benevolent attitude. Your presence provides a sanctuary to others where they feel understood, comforted, and nurtured. You are a beloved instrument of the divine, because wherever He places you, you respond with care. You are a real gold soul who beautifies the world with your silence and genuine love for God and truth. I'm not sure what blessing we can give that would capture. But maybe if we all focus together really hard, something will emerge. You are a rare jewel who stays embedded in God's heart, so that at every moment, in every interaction, souls experience the brilliance and beauty of true love, God's love. Maybe we can all close with just a moment of that beautiful silence where we really feel held in that godly love that unites. Shanti, please join me in thanking Sister Mani, a beautiful instrument of the divine. Thank you so much. We never want to let her go, but I know she must. So, until